Here, what's up, guys? Billy Saveco. We're here with another TBT, that's right, Throwback Thursday. Who do we have here today? Jessica Hull, the one and only Jessica Hull. How you doing today, Jess?
I'm great, thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Awesome. So if you guys don't know who she is, she's one of the best runners in the world. I think she has the Australian record in 3 different events now. And she's run 2:03 in the 8, she's run 4 flat in the 15, 8:36 in the 3K, 14:43 in the 5K. She's a legend, but we're going to talk about her path to where she is now, right?
Yeah, it wasn't all legendary.
Were you running since you were 5 years old, or did you do other sports? How'd you get into the sport? I guess I should ask first.
Yeah, I'd always been running. I'd been running since I was about 8 years old, just with little athletics. And at that point in time, we did the 700-meter pack start race. That was as far as we went. And then, by the time I was 14, I ran the 3K cross country in Australia. And it was pretty hilly usually, and it was pretty tough going. So if you weren't 100%, it wasn't very, it wasn't forgiving, that's for sure. And I definitely found that out in freshman year when I couldn't get training blocks together because I was getting sick and getting run down.
So then we'll start with that. Was freshman year, you said you didn't really have your grasp on like getting solid training in, and it was kind of all over the place. Was that just because of your lack of experience, or what do you think that was from?
Yeah, I think it could have been a lack of experience, and maybe possibly our track season runs October to March sort of thing. So just like kind of being at that age where it was like learning to string together a full year of running, and just, in a way, it's probably your body's way of saying, oh, I'm not ready to do that just yet. So it didn't let me in freshman year, really. It spoke up and kept getting sick. And that was kind of the way of being like, well, we're not ready to do that yet. And it did set me up for the future years ahead. So it definitely taught me, and didn't really teach me at the time because I was a young kid, to listen to my body. But my coach, which was my dad at the time, probably took more away from it all than I did. So, yeah.
Perfect. So moving forward, sophomore year, what was some of that stuff that your dad helped you understand better your sophomore year? And did that lead to more success, or is there still some big trials you had to learn about that year?
Yeah, so sophomore year, it was a really cold year in Australia. We had every race was brutally cold that we kind of did, in which our winter isn't cold, I guess, compared to some places, but it was for us that year. And it led to a 4th place finish at the National Championship down in Canberra. And at the time, I was competing up an age group, and someone had said to my dad at the time was like, oh, like, she could have been 3rd because I was closing on the girl. And my dad sort of said, no, we're stoked with 4th, like it's all progress. And he had the vision for what was coming the following year. So yeah, I did progress to being able to put a full season together, and then being just off the podium at Nationals.
So that's amazing. I think that it's important, kudos to your dad. A lot of people, parents, coaches, friends, they get jealous, they get greedy is the word, They want more. So kudos to him. And I think that's probably, one of the reasons, many reasons why you are where you are today is that 100%. You understood that it's a process, So that's awesome that he helped you see that. But, hold the phone real quick. You said 4th as a sophomore and you were running up in class. A lot of kids seeing this are like, what? That's incredible. How did you, I think that's important to know that you were good in the beginning, but you kept progressing, Some people fall off, some things happen. What was that another reason behind that besides just your dad helping you throughout the way?
I think just really enjoying what I was doing and kind of getting excited by the little steps forward. The best part about our system at home was that you raced for yourself on the Saturday, and then you would come back on Monday and you would race as part of a relay team. And it would be a 4x2K. So there'd be 6 girls from each state racing on the Saturday, but you were also racing for a spot on that relay team for Monday. So the top 4 girls from each state, wherever you finished in the race, got picked on that relay team. And I think that kind of was what spurred us on in the races, and being able to enjoy the idea of like, okay, I just want to run on the team on Monday, takes off the total pressure of trying to be like, well, I'm trying to be top 5 or top 10. Like, all you're thinking about is like, I just want to get on that team on Monday so I can run a relay and have fun with the rest of the New South Wales girls.
Yeah, that's important. That's awesome. I see. I didn't know that. So that's, we're learning a lot today. Everyone is, even me. That's really cool. And I think that tells you something about yourself. Again, is that team. It's good to be a good individual, but it's way more fun and to rise as a whole group instead of just an individual, right?
Absolutely, exactly. And at the end of the day, cross country, it is all about the team. Like, it doesn't really matter where you finish individually. No one remembers that. Like, you remember what you did as a team on that day.
Absolutely, absolutely. So with that being said, going to junior year, talk about that. What was your times you were hitting? Did you finally get first at nationals? What happened?
So junior year, I was running a 4K because we progressed 3K, 4K, 6K. So 4K, I was bottom age group again. And I was able to win down in Adelaide on a very rainy day, very muddy. And the course was a steeplechase horse racing course. So it was pretty wild, long grass, lots of mud, lots of sludge. And possibly the only way you could have prepared for those conditions was by running on sand, because it was just total mess out there. So it was pouring down rain. We were cold. We were covered in mud, but it was one that you won't forget because of those reasons.
NXN and NCAAs, it seems like those are always really crappy days. But that's what makes the sport fun, I think. It's not just taking the fastest person, like you said, it's taking the toughest person, right? Was there any advice that your dad gave you or your coach gave you to, like, even on those crappiest days when your head as a high schooler might be like, oh my gosh, I'm screwed. It's raining, it's snowing. Was there anything specific that you remember? I kind of did just ask that.
The best advice I think I was given in cross country season was that the only thing you can control is your attitude and your effort. And that's what I go back to, even on the track now. If I'm having a hard day, that's what I go back to, is the only thing that matters is my attitude and my effort that I'm giving. And you can change those things no matter where you are. Like, if you're out there on the mud, or if you're on a perfect manicured golf course and it's not going your way, you can still change your attitude and the effort that you're putting in.
100%. I need to listen to that myself. 100%. Yes. That's awesome. It is. It's all a mindset, I think mental is almost like 90% mental. It's not running is 90% mental. It's not, you got to be in shape. You got to be healthy. But if you're telling yourself you can't do it before you even laced your shoes up, you're already lost.
Game over. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So sounds like it was an amazing junior year. Senior year is now the 6K, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So talk about that, and how did that go, and what were some things you took from junior year onto having a hopefully successful senior year?
Yeah, it's interesting because my senior year, we actually chose not to compete in cross country because I was coming off the World Junior Championships, and it would have been our national championships. Our state and nationals were like right afterwards. And my dad, also looking long term, just made the decision of like, you've done a lot this year, you're 17. We don't need to push further. Like, let's take a break and regroup for next track season. So he was looking out for my long-term kind of thing and making sure I didn't get injured or push on too far. So we didn't compete that year, which is an interesting choice for a senior, but it paid off in the long run.
Yeah, it definitely did. Like you said, now have how many national records, and you're on one of the best, one of the best groups, one of the best coaches in the world. You're 23, I think now. What would you tell a 14 or 15-year-old Jessica Hall who's just starting out and running, or whenever you started? You said you started out even younger. What would you tell her if you could go back and give her something that you know now that you didn't know back then?
I think I sort of knew this back then too, but I think all I would tell them is just keep enjoying it. Like, if you have fun with this every single day, it's going to be exactly what you want to do. And that's exactly why I am where I am now, is like, I love it every day and I embrace it. And that's just, I think that's the key. Is you've got a key to success is being happy. And if you can be happy out there, then that's going to be where it's going to take you a long way.
That's right. You never work a day in your life if you're happy, huh?
I was going to say that, but I wasn't quite sure if it fitted.
All right. Cool. Anything else you have to say? Anything else you have to say to these kids? So they're in NXV, so it's a virtual year. What words of encouragement do you have for NXV, for these kids that are competing?
Oh, go out there and just give it your all with your teammates. Like, just remember that you can still work with your teammates virtually, and don't don't make it any more individual than it needs to be. Like if you want to make it as much as you can with your team, tap into that.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jess.
Bada boom, bada bing. There it is. Throwback Thursday. Jessica Hull. Incredible. So cool to see how something works outside of the United States. Very cool story there. She's awesome. Hey, for all you guys out there, everyone has a different path. No, you are the only one that can run your path to greatness. So be great today. All right, guys. Billy Saveco. Talk to you soon. Bye.